Okay. All right. Welcome to the Unscripted podcast. This is our, I think, fourth episode now. Um,
Fourth episode.
yeah. But yeah, I'm your host, Mikey. And
And Danny,
yep. And today, we wanted to talk about a couple topics like our food, our lifestyle habits, the way that we eat, our social media consumption, and maybe also cover wealth inequality if we have time. But
yeah,
yeah.
really
Uh,
interesting topics. Yeah.
mhm. But yeah, I'm curious, Danny, like how have you been eating lately? And I guess like what are you eating enough fiber, protein? What is your like diet like so far?
Yeah, I would say, um, and this is not ideal, but recently I've been a very spontaneous eater. Like I will just work until I'm hungry and then I'll grab something.
Mm,
And I think I'm trying to be a little bit more aware and thoughtful about planning out meals and things like that. But I have to admit, it's something I'm quite bad at.
mm,
But I do want to be healthier and yeah, I'm more thoughtful around my meal planning.
mm,
Um, like today's Sunday, so I was able to cook at home, and I fortunately had like ingredients that I had the foresight to buy in advance.
mhm.
So I made myself like a nice little do you call it shabu shabu? It's like the kind of like one pot stew with cabbage and
Mhm.
beef slices. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I think shabu shabu
Yeah, some
also
soy
refers.
sauce and like miso. Yeah.
Yeah, shabu shabu also refers to just I think like hot pot in general, where you just like dip really thinly sliced
Yeah.
beef into like a broth and then, but yeah, nice. Um, yeah, I guess like what would you like to change about your diet and what would you like to incorporate?
I think just like being more thoughtful and being more structured with my diet. So like
Hmm.
making sure that I prepare meals ahead of time or ready to cook
Hmm.
foods ahead of time
Hmm.
so that I'm not always waiting until I'm realizing that I'm hungry before making food.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the way that I kind of operate. Sometimes I like to focus on one thing at a time, and
Hmm.
it's tough to kind of orchestrate something more complicated, honestly. I
Hmm.
do rely a lot on takeout and like fast casual restaurants,
Hmm.
which is again not ideal from a fire perspective, but yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm right now I'm working, I have a stressful sort of career, and for me, being able to home cook all my meals is not my top priority, though I do want to work towards that goal.
Hmm.
Because I do think aside from, saving money, I think it's also very healthy to cook and eat at home.
Definitely.
So, yeah, and I don't really count like calories or count macros or things like that. I think just, as long as you're eating like a balanced diet,
Hmm.
that's really good enough for me. Lots of whole foods, vegetables, clean protein. I don't know, maybe that's a pejorative term.
Hmm.
Anyways, what about you?
For me, I definitely feel like I haven't been eating enough fiber in my diet lately, so I've been trying to incorporate more beans and veggies. I think most of the time my diet typically is very heavy on carbs. Like I typically like to eat a lot of pasta. And not just like, like pasta for dinner, but like I think yeah, over the past couple of months I've been eating a lot of like bread and pasta like for pretty much every single meal. So I think my blood sugar is like kind of like taking a hit from that. So I'm definitely trying to offset that by eating more beans, and veg in general. But I think
Yeah.
the cost to eating more beans is flatulence because my body hasn't really adjusted to
Ah.
eating a lot of beans. So I do get a little bit bloated from doing that. But
Yeah, but I think it goes away though, because I
yeah.
also had my bean phase where I ate
Mm.
a lot of like legume-based foods, but I think it does get better.
Okay.
Um, yeah, do you experiment with like the newer protein pastas where they make it from like chickpea flour or some other
Mm,
like healthier non carb heavy alternatives?
yeah, I actually tried like Bonza's bucatini, and
Okay.
my hot take, not even a hot take. I just feel like it sucks. Not like the bucatini itself, I think the other pasta varieties are probably okay, but I think
Hmm.
when I boil them, they get really like thick and like cartoony, and it doesn't look like
Hmm.
pasta. It just looks like a plate of cartoon like spindles of yarn, and I'm just like,
Hmm.
okay. No, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so that's like bucatini. I bought the Barilla protein
Oh.
bow tie pasta.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean I felt like the taste was I mean it's not going to be as like quote unquote the same as a like standard like white flour,
mhm,
but it's I thought it was pretty decent. I mean for me I had it with some pesto the other day
mhm.
from Trader Joe's,
Ooh.
and I put in some like tomatoes, some like cherry tomatoes, you slice in quarters. It
Mhm.
was pretty good, I have to say. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do think there are like some newer alternatives, and it wasn't too expensive either, I have to say.
Mm,
I
mm-mm.
thought it would be, but
Yeah.
protein pasta, yeah, who knew? There's protein ramen now too.
Oh, like Imi? I haven't tried it, but I heard good things about
Yeah,
it.
me neither.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's quite good, but yeah, I haven't tried it for some reason. I think I'm just like used to like the normal standard noodles. I mean,
Mm,
the wheat noodles themselves, they're pretty good too. They have 8 grams of protein per serving, which I felt like was pretty decent. So,
hmm.
but I guess more is always better.
For sure. Yeah, lately on my, I guess like YouTube algorithm, I've been seeing a lot of recommendations on how to like upgrade your ramen. And there was this one chef, her name is Esther Choi, and she basically like taught I guess me this trick where you can add like tomato paste and like butter and olive oil. And it just makes it taste like
Oh,
pasta. It's
interesting.
like incredible. Um,
Interesting. Was she, wait,
uh,
is she the girl who was formerly a dentist?
no, I think
Like
that's
I
Cafe
guess
Maddie. Um,
okay.
But yeah, th this I think but yeah, I think this chef definitely helped me level up my ramen game. You just sizzle like some basil leaves and olive oil and then you add
I see.
I guess the ramen seasoning and then tomato paste and then you boil like the ramen in there and then you like
I see.
add I guess like a slab of butter at the very end and then yeah,
Mm.
it's like oh, and you also have to saute like some garlic in there as well. But yeah, I definitely recommend if you want to make your ramen more flavorful. I think tomato paste and olive oil are the key
Oh,
in.
that is a good idea. I mean, sometimes you just have ramen lying around.
Yeah.
Although I have to say I haven't bought ramen in a while. I gotta buy some. I'm craving it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably not the healthiest in terms of sodium, but you can always add
that's true.
more veggies in order to increase
Yeah,
your fiber.
control the packet. Don't use the entire packet. Use a little bit of it.
Yes. But yeah. Um,
Oh, I wanted to say too, I was gonna make mooncakes this weekend.
oh,
I bought like everything.
oh.
I bought the flour, the butter,
Mhm,
because Chinese puff pastry, it's pretty simple. It's just flour, butter, oil, water.
mhm,
And you make different layers. And I mean it's technique wise, it's not so simple, but the ingredients wise it is.
for sure.
But yeah, like work came up and I got tired, so I couldn't do it this weekend. I just couldn't find the strength.
Yeah.
But no, I have the ingredients. I'm ready. I mean, it's almost Mid-Autumn Festival,
Mhm,
so it's a great opportunity to make some healthy, well, maybe not super healthy, but like homemade. So it's healthier than, the packaged stuff,
mm.
mooncakes. And I love it's not the like traditional like it's like the flaky. I
Oh.
guess it is traditional. It's a particular kind of the kind of flaky puff pastry mooncake.
Mhm.
So yeah, I might make that and I don't know, maybe put it on my TikTok.
Yeah, for
Might be a
sure.
little weird because I usually make financial content. personal finance content. So,
Yeah.
but maybe I could do it from like here's how you save money from buying $5 mooncakes at
Mm,
your local Chinese bakery.
yeah. Are you also curing your own egg yolks as well in salt or
Oh God, that's a little too much.
okay.
I personally actually don't really like salted duck yolk
Mm,
in mooncake. I just feel like it's a little over the top and it's not particularly healthy either. I mean, it's just like I feel like it's not worth the calories. If I were to borrow a term from the Great British Bake Off, like
mm,
I'd rather have just the standard,
mhm,
bean paste or
mm.
some kind of a um, like a taro or like a yeah lotus seed.
Yeah.
So pretty basic, I guess.
Well, that sounds very exciting. And if you do make a video, I would be happy to see it.
I
But
know, I know.
yeah.
I mean, we gotta make our own Mid-Autumn Festival. We should do like a little show and tell maybe.
Yeah, wait, that would be cute to have like a little mooncake show and tell episode. Um,
Would you consider making, do you enjoy doing that? Do you like um making pastries or
I
Chinese
do.
desserts?
I like making pastries in general. Lately I've
Mhm.
been, I guess, like on the topic of food, I've started, I guess, growing my own sourdough. I've
Wow.
been feeding her every couple of weeks, or so because she's in the refrigerator, so you don't have to feed her as often. But yeah, she's fed me a lot. I've made a lot of pizza and bread and pancakes from
That's
my
good.
whole sourdough starter. So yeah, I don't know. Are you
I
into
didn't know you can make
fermentation?
sourdough pancakes. Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty simple. You just kind of mix it, or you mix the dough with like milk, and then you kind of just like let it ferment, and then you just like use it, and it's like super fluffy and nice. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Sounds tasty.
hmm But
Yeah.
yeah, are you into fermentation, or have you?
I mean, I tried making a ginger bug, but I
Oh.
think I failed.
Uh,
It smelled pretty unginger buggy, so
mm,
I threw it out. I might start again. I did buy some black tea to make potentially some kombucha,
mhm.
but I feel like it's hard, It's
Yeah,
not so easy
yeah,
keeping it alive and stuff.
for sure.
So definitely on my to-do list,
Mhm.
but nothing. Um, I did make kimchi actually. That was
Ooh,
surprisingly straightforward. Yeah,
and how did it turn out?
because yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I don't think it fermented that much.
Mhm.
Um, but in my defense, I did eat it the first week that I made it, so
That's fair.
I made like a very small batch.
Mm,
But the paste is pretty simple, fortunately. Like I have a NutriBullet, so I just put everything in there and blended it together.
hmm
So it's pretty straightforward. And then you just I didn't really salt it. I just like washed my cabbage and mixed everything together to
hmm
do something like super quick and easy.
mm, for sure.
But yeah, that was my kimchi experience.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, would do again. Just need the time and I think I need to get into the mindset too, because a lot of these things they take time and they're a bit of an effort and
hmm
I want to like feel at peace and preferably not thinking about work as I do it. So maybe when there's like a lull in terms of like my
hmm
work projects and things where I have like the Zen peace of mind that I need to
hmm
take on some of these harder culinary projects.
Definitely. Yeah. Kimchi sounds like a really fun thing to make, though. I've tried making it with like watermelon rinds,
Oh,
um,
wow.
but it unfortunately didn't turn out as well as I expected. It was a little bit too watery for my liking, but I think
Oh,
I
I see.
probably just didn't salt it enough. But yeah, I think I definitely should give a shot at making just normal kimchi, just like cabbage.
Mhm.
But yeah, otherwise, definitely, yeah, a good suggestion. I'm now curious on how to make kimchi. But yeah. Um
Straightforward. It's a simple blend. Well, maybe a little complicated. Yeah, there's some ingredients: garlic, ginger,
mhm,
spring onions,
mhm,
gochugaru,
mhm,
fish sauce,
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little sesame oil.
nice.
Um,
But yeah.
so,
Hmm.
but just that and cabbage.
Damn. Okay. Definitely need to try it out. Don't you also have to make like a slightly um complicated like wheat starch or like mixture with like rice or like
Yeah, I mean that's like the legit. I just do it quick. I just
okay,
I just
okay.
yeah, the rice slurry.
Hmm.
Oh my God, I need to buy that too. I want to make some mooncakes with that as well, the
Hmm.
mochi.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the same ingredient for mochi apparently.
Oh, I did not know that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just rice flour.
Mm, yeah. Rice, or I guess like rice mooncakes also exist alongside like wheat-based mooncakes as well, right?
Yeah, the crystal skin, I think people call it. It's like
Ah, yeah, yeah. Mm, yeah.
the frost peel, like it. Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't been on social media too much as of late, so I
Oh,
haven't
just go on We. Go on
we
We.com,
oh okay,
the
okay.
like Asian grocery.
I should check that out.
Yeah, I use that quite semi frequently. It's just like it's so easy.
Mm,
Um,
yeah. What do you typically
yeah.
get from we?
Definitely. I mean, honestly, the meat on there is cheaper than a lot of grocery stores in New York City.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like chicken and sliced beef,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah,
Mm,
like meat is really surprisingly affordable there on
mm,
that website. And then,
mhm.
just vegetables. And I bought some mooncakes on there.
Oh wow.
That was what inspired me to make my own because
Mm,
yeah, it was quite delicious, and I wanted to learn how.
for sure.
Um, yeah, and they have like, standard stuff, fruits, vegetables.
Hmm. Yeah. Damn. I didn't know that we actually was cheaper than just buying groceries in New York. I
I mean, in New York City, for sure, it's like comparable. I mean, it's crazy over here.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah.
I can only imagine walking into a Whole Foods and looking at, I don't know, like,
I mean, literally, even like walking into a Trader Joe's these days,
oh my
like,
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
like 20, $15, $20 a pound for beef is like kind of
Mhm.
interesting.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I guess like how do you feel lately about the increasing cost of living around the world and what do you
Yeah.
think about its
I
implications?
mean, it's challenging. It's not, I mean, I definitely don't like it in New York, especially in New York City. Everything's so expensive as is, and just things keep on prices keep on increasing,
Mm,
and I expect them to only continue to increase. And meanwhile, wages are not quite keeping on pace. And so,
yeah.
yeah, it is a little bit worrying, and hopefully, they don't increase as quickly as they have in the past.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's a real challenge. And
Hmm.
I think a lot of New Yorkers, a lot of people in the US, I think, in particular, are frustrated by what's happening.
Hmm.
And it's unclear like what could be done to help kind of correct that. I
Definitely.
mean, either the costs have to go down or wages have to increase. And either seem very likely to happen. So,
Ah.
we'll just have to see kind of how things go. I mean, in New
Mhm.
York in particular, there's politically there's an election coming up, so we'll see the
Mhm.
results of that if that has any, benefit in terms of policies that help, working class, middle class.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
TBU.
Yeah. No, it's definitely quite a concerning, I think, era to be young in, I think, because I think levels of hope are very low and pessimism is at an all-time high amongst, I guess, like Gen Z, millennials as well, especially with the way
Mm.
that I think wealth inequality is just growing so quickly. So yeah, I think we
Yeah.
definitely this exists on a policy level where there's a lot of changes that need to be made before we see a real increase in our standard of living. But otherwise, I think it's definitely concerning. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, the
for
direction
sure.
that it's going. Yeah. Lately, I've been reading a lot about, I think like there's a book published by this French economist like Thomas Piketty, who talks about
Mm,
capital in the 21st century and how w we have entered an era where wealth is like growing much faster. And like capital is growing much faster than I guess like the real rate of economic growth. Um,
mm,
and I think there are a multitude of different ways to approach this issue, which is, I think one route is taxing wealth, um, or like above like a certain bracket rather than like taxing work. Um, and then there's also, yeah, I think there's a lot of reform that needs to be done on our tax system, given, yeah, the amount of government debt that is accumulating at this point in time. Um,
yeah, there's so many loopholes in our tax system, and I mean, really, a lot of them only benefit the ultra wealthy.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a tricky thing, you know.
Mhm.
And how do you do it in a way where, you don't quote unquote stifle innovation and
Right,
the economy continues to grow and work for everybody?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing I'm curious about lately is do you think that we are in a tech bubble or an AI speculative bubble?
Mm. Yeah, it's difficult to say. I mean, I will say like I'm personally a firm believer in like the long run. I do think, this is definitely something that the world needs to invest to really improve everyone's standard of living. I mean, some of the possibilities that could come out of this technology is just, I mean, it's almost like unimaginable. I mean, I do believe in the idea of abundance from, the proven technologies that come out of this. I mean, would it
Mhm.
be amazing to have a lot of automation and so much of what we do and all the industries that can help, just turbocharge and create tremendous utility for everyone. But yeah, I mean, recently, I I, I guess recently there was I think there was an MIT study that showed that of all the AI projects, was it only 5% that was shown to be like profitable or will generate profit for, companies that have undertaken these initiatives or put in spending.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, tough to say. I mean, I hope not. I hope, something proven comes out. But, recently does seem like, I will say, recently it does seem like the pace of developments have kind of slowed down a little bit.
Mhm.
For me, using ChatGPT 5, I do feel like there's not as materially a difference between
Mhm.
Model 5 versus Model 4 as, Model 4 versus 3 or 2. And so,
Mhm.
um, yeah. What do you think?
Hmm. I think it is also fair to say that we've started approaching a limit on the rate of, I guess, innovation with AI. I think things, even though like,
Mm,
reached lots of milestones lately, but I think
yeah.
the pace of growth can only keep up so much before I think things start to stagnate. And I think that, I think if we continue to invest and take a lot of bets as a society on this new technology, we might discover something that will ultimately pay off in the long run. But yeah, there is a huge risk of it not paying off as well. So we should definitely focus more of our attention on, yeah, potential uses of AI in the future. Um,
What are your thoughts about all those people who are saying, oh, this is going to be destructive to or like AI might kill us all if it gets too intelligent? What are
hmm.
your thoughts about that?
I don't have too many thoughts about that. I think I definitely need to do more research on, I
Mm,
guess, how far we are, I guess, towards this general, I guess, like state of AGI. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know exactly how close we are to that point, but I do think that it is a real risk, an
Mm.
existential risk. But I think that, there's a lot of arguments that, AI is still very, you know, underdeveloped, and we are probably still far from it, and we still have a lot of
Yeah.
agency and autonomy and us being able to control, I guess, the outcome of and kind of like direct where we want this supposed AGI to go. So I think there's a lot of room for ethical considerations as well, to be, I guess, like embedded into the way that it behaves too. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. I
are
mean,
your
part of
thoughts?
it is the speed, right? I mean, if it's going to be, in 2 years, it's harder to have preparations be made to
Mhm.
make sure that it is safe versus if it takes another 10 or 20 or 30.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping that there will be more AI tools at my job to kind of help with some of the more, you know,
Hmm.
tedious aspects of my own work. But
Definitely.
it's going to be a bit of a slow rollout from what I can see. So maybe we'll
Yeah,
be okay.
for sure. This also poses a really interesting question, that if we no longer need to work and all of our work is automated, then what is the role of money? And how do we
Mhm.
exchange value as human beings if, every all of our necessities are taken care of, and I guess like, there's no need to work in the traditional sense anymore. Um,
I do feel like I do feel like it's probably not going to be quite like that. I
yeah.
think similar to the Industrial Revolution, it's going to just produce more jobs because I do feel like human demand is infinite.
Mhm.
Human beings the way we are, we just want more and more.
Mhm.
And I do think even when these AI systems takes over for, maybe a lot of the traditional industries that we have today, I think new industries, new sort of productized services will be demanded,
Mhm.
and maybe sort of more along the lines of like companionship or human interaction that, will create new industries for everyone. I think just the transitional period will be challenging,
Mhm.
depending on the speed of AI rollout. Where as these sort of new industries are developing, there's a period of time for people to kind of figure out what are the right sort of services to offer. And
Mhm.
um, so yeah, I do have a bit of I don't know, that's cynical, but like just maybe what I believe to be kind of more a realistic take on things that I think there will always be
Mhm.
sort of work to go around, I suppose, just not quite um
Yeah,
the same kind of work that we understand today.
for sure. Yeah, I think I definitely see that perspective given, I guess, the repetitiveness of this narrative of like, oh, like there's new technology that will like save everyone from working, and then like it was the Industrial Revolution, and then it was the dot-com boom, where we thought that computers would automate and take away everyone's jobs, but then in reality it created like, a whole new
Just more
industry.
work.
Right, just more work for everyone. And then now, automating a lot of the knowledge work that we have today, it's not a matter of like, well, will we be saved from work, but it's like what kind of work, what will work look like, and what
Yeah,
mutation
what
will
will
it
that look
face?
like? Yeah. And how do we, capitalize on that? How do we retrain ourselves for
Yeah.
that kind of new economy that comes out? Yeah, how do we like learn to adapt to this change that's
Mhm.
constantly happening? So
Yeah, for
really
sure.
interesting questions. No easy answer.
No. But yeah, I guess there's a lot more questions to explore, in future episodes. And I guess, we'll see. I think it's really interesting, that we have this podcast at, such a pivotal moment in human history, and a lot of new technologies are developing. And I think, we can always look back and see like, the ways that we've conceptualized like and what we thought about, AI and the zeitgeist that we are in right now, and compare it to the reality of the future, which
Yeah.
I'm excited for and also a little bit scared for as well.
It is exciting. Yeah. And I mean, we're both of us are in this world right now and our journeys, our career journeys will kind of I think it'll be interesting to talk about that in our future episodes. If anything very exciting or disruptive happens in the next couple of years, we'll be able to kind of also maybe share our lessons learned and, insight into what we're doing to prepare for that. So,
For sure.
um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
be good to
yes,
see.
same here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. This wraps up our podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Like and subscribe. Thank
Yes.
you. See you next episode.
Take care.